And we're lucky enough to be joined by him right now, one of the newest members of the Denver Broncos. AJ, let me just start here. Well, first of all, thank you for dropping by here with myself and Brandon Stokely. But let me just start here, and this is, some will say this is kind of a quirky question, but I just want to get it right. The pronunciation of your last name, I want to make sure we're getting it right. I've heard some people say Bouye, Bouye. What is the exact way to say your name right?
It's Bouye.
Bouye. Okay, that's what I've read. Just wanted to make sure that we're not calling you by not your name. Thanks.
Oh, it's fine. I've heard it all.
I'm sure you have. Welcome. I know. I don't know if are you here in Denver yet?
No, not yet. I'm in Atlanta right now.
Okay, so you're just held up like the rest of us. Have you got a chance to see the way that Vic Fangio does things on film, and where do you see yourself fitting in to Vic's defense?
Yeah, I went up there before everything started getting hectic to have my physical. I went to the facility, met with Elway, Coach Vic, some of the other coaches, and Kareem Jackson. So, some familiar faces. And then they gave me a playbook, so I've been able to study it at home, just watch the film. It has the calls on the top, so I can at least have an idea of what it is for once I go back and just learn from there.
AJ, Brandon Stokely here. Thank you so much for joining us. And you mentioned Kareem Jackson. Now, y'all were teammates before in Houston. Talk about that relationship and how nice it is for you to have a former teammate like that being in the not just on the same team, but being in the secondary with you.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely nice. I came in undrafted in Houston, and the two corners that were there were Jonathan Joseph and Kareem. They were both starting. So from day one, I just followed them everywhere as far as just watching how they move, just their approach to the game, their approach in the building. Those are just like really professional guys, and that's one way I tried to stay even throughout, no matter how my day went. Good or bad, I always tried to stay the same. And just to be with them again, that's definitely great. And just the play that he had last year at safety, man, I knew he could always tackle and hit. And y'all got to see it there in Denver, and that's what I'm excited playing with next year.
Yeah, he was something to watch. I mean, there was a handful of times that he had our jaws on the floor like, holy moly, did you see that hit? Did you see how physical he plays? He's been fun. Looking forward to seeing you guys in that secondary together, and just the whole defense as a whole. Have you got a chance to truly take in the personnel that is going to be on that side of the ball? You're talking about Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, 5-time Pro Bowler Jarrell Casey, yourself, Kareem Jackson, Justin Simmons. You guys have real potential to be one of the better defenses in the league.
Yeah, exactly. I've had that potential, in 2017 in Jacksonville when we had that talent. And just to be able to recreate that in Denver, that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. I know I have to hold up on my own, but I'm definitely excited to come in there, the time coming up when we can go back, that's really going to be important to me, just to build the chemistry with those guys on and off the field.
We're joined by one of the newest additions to the Denver Broncos, A.J. Bouye. A.J., what do you remember most about playing against the Broncos last year? I know it was early in the season. What do you remember most about that matchup?
The altitude and the fan base. Well, definitely, yeah, it was, that first drive, the air gets you, everything like that. But I've played there 3 times already, man. It's just been a full crowd every time, loud, and it's an environment that, you have to be prepared for playing in there. So I'm definitely excited for that, man. I'm glad to be with a nice, strong fan base who supports their players.
Yeah, the fan support is not a problem around here. The Denver Broncos are the biggest show in town. They've sold out every game since like the 1980s, literally. So that's not going to be a problem. Sunday in and Sunday out, they're going to be cheering you on like crazy. Let me just go back a little bit in your career, AJ, and AJ Bouye joining us here. You're an undrafted guy. You are not some highly touted guy. And I say that with respect. You went to Central Florida. You didn't get drafted. And then a couple years later, you're signing a 5-year contract with Jacksonville. What has your NFL journey been like?
Oh, it's been a lot of ups and downs, always having to prove myself. The common denominator was no matter where I went, it was like, oh, we didn't know you could play like this. So it was only something that I already knew the people who train with me know, my family. And it was always making plays. I already know I wasn't going to get the credit I deserve. So I never really look for that outside noise, the outside credit. It's just really day in, day out doing the routine I have to be the best I can. And that's one thing that's really helped me through the ups and downs. We're all pro players. We're going to give up plays, but as long as we're competing, having fun out there, that's what really matters, especially to me.
AJ, when you look at your game, you're 6 foot 190. What would you say your strengths are? What do you do best?
I have great feet. I can run. I can press. I can play off. Great instincts. I know certain things in the scheme, especially at corner when it comes to run fits, route recognition, things like that. I always work on all of my game. If one season I didn't do something as consistent as I want to, that's what I consider a weakness, and I work on that in the off season. And then once that becomes strong, it's something else that I have to bring up to the next level. So it's just always constantly learning, being curious with my game, watching film, seeing what I could learn from my mistakes with that. And I think that's what's kept me, at a high level for a long time. And that's what I try to instill with the younger guys that I work with. You're gonna have your ups and downs. Everything, we want to be perfect. It's not going to happen, but you just have to constantly keep working on yourself on and off the field, mentally and physically.
AJ Bouye joining us here on Stokely and Zach. AJ, do you have any, when it comes to goals, each guy is different. Some guys want to keep their goals to themselves. Other guys just embrace it and will say it out loud. Do you have any personal goals for yourself here in Denver that you'd like to share? I've made all pro. Even though it was second team, I would love to be an all pro first team, but really I didn't have the Pro Bowl, the all pro selection, things like that. And all I've been thinking about is just winning a Super Bowl. That's going to help me get to where I want to go at the end of my career and look back on. That's just been the most important thing, to celebrate that with my family, my teammates. That's the best feeling. We worked so hard. I've been playing this game since I was 4, and I knew what a Super Bowl was ever since then. And you see how much joy comes out of winning that, and everything is better. So that's what's really been on my mind now. I know I can control everything I can to be the best I can, but when I do that, it's only going to help the team be better and for us to win.
Well, that's awesome, and hopefully it happens here. Last one for me, and we're joined by AJ Bouye. How much have you had a chance to talk with Vic or watch Vic and his defense? And has he told you how they plan on using you, and how they want to use you next year?
I'm gonna be outside. That's all I know right now. I've only talked to him once. No matter what the task, I already know I'm up for it. I'm not afraid of anything, so that's not a worry with me. I'm going to go out there and compete and make plays and help the team. Like I said, I've been in the playbook. I studied some stuff from Chicago. Even when in 2014, when he was with the Niners, we played up there in Houston, so I remember what they was running. They had Tremaine, Brock, and I believe Culliver was up there. Parrish Cox, those guys were making a lot of plays. And I was just watching things like that. And it's like all these opportunities of to make the plays. You just have to be smart in the backfield, know the concepts and things like that. So when we get back up there, man, I'm ready to gel with the guys. Whatever they ask of me, I'm going to do.
And finally, for me and AJ Bouye, one of the newest members of the Denver Broncos, joining us here on Stokely and Zach, the coronavirus. This is a worldwide thing. It affects everyone. Someone like me, someone like you who's in the NFL. What has the last couple of weeks been like for you?
It's been pretty tough. Just, you have your close family that you have to make sure they're good. And then you have loved ones like your friends and things like that you have to make sure that they're good also. My team, my circle, I'm making sure that we're coordinating everything. And then my daughter's birthday is on Monday, so I'm doing extra to make sure even though she can't spend it with her friends, she's still going to have the best birthday she can have. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Right now
Awesome.
It's just really listening to everyone. I have a weight room at home. I'm always practicing social distancing. If it ain't with my teammates, I'm usually focused on myself. So it's nothing new to me, just making sure I'm still taking care of all my responsibilities so that when it's time to report back, I'm ready.
All right, great stuff, AJ. We are really looking forward to seeing you in orange and blue. A lot of anticipation to what this defense can do, and we wish you best of luck in these coming days with the coronavirus and then extending beyond that. When you do get here to Denver and getting acclimated, I promise you there is a great community here waiting for you.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thanks for coming on. That was awesome.
Yep, there he goes, AJ Bouye, newest member of the Denver Broncos.